Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am GrandMcLegend and today we are going to be talking about one of the requests from one of my viewers on my last video, and that was of course the BZ-75's hesh gun. So what is it that's so good about this tank? Absolutely nothing. It is RNG dependent. It has a really weak ammo rack. Just shoot the back of here, back of the turret with a large caliber and you are instantly killed. I've done that many a times and it absolutely is amazing when you ammo rack a full health BZ-75 within the first 30 seconds of the match. But the BZ-75 is it can be a good tank, but it can be a bad tank. You have to pray to the RNG gods to be able to allow you to pen your shots, especially when it comes to the hesh. So it's a good tank. It's weird because sometimes you do well, sometimes you don't do well. It's like a 183 but a heavy tank, and it's really annoying to play with this tank with the hesh gun. The 128mm is alright, but this one, I just suffer with this thing so much. But you can just tell from the stats that, yeah, it is derpy as hell. And, well, let's just have a look at this thing all together. 2.5k hit points, 240mm of turret armor, and 180 on your hull. So the armor isn't that bad, to be fair. You can side scrape, but you have to try and keep your upper plate less angled than you would in, say, like an E100, because it is kind of like a pike nose, so do keep that in mind. And you can also ammo rack it as well if you hit the sides like you would in an IS-7, for example, so yeah, do keep that in mind. 279.8 meters of view range, and you do have a 35% concealment while stationary, 29 while moving, and 5 upon firing. You do have 2,151 DPM on this gun with a 17.29 second reload. I am running this with calibrated shells because, well, let's be real, all hesh guns should be run with calibrated shells to increase the pen of that hesh. So you do have 270mm of AP pen, 194 on your hesh, and 70 on your HE. You do have 620 AP damage, 780 on your hesh, which is actually alright, to be fair, 920 on your HE. So you can do quite a lot of damage in this tank if the RNG is on your sides. Yeah, that is probably really rare, to be fair. 4.2 seconds vein time, which is actually pretty poor. 0.323 dispersion, which can actually be like 0.4 sometimes, depends on your RNG. And 8 seconds of 8 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 40 kilometers an hour. Because this tank's ammo rack is so weak, I definitely advise running a protective kit and the defense system so you can decrease the chance of that ammo rack explosion happening. But yeah, it's a very weird tank. I do not get on with the Chinese heavies, well, the BZ and the WZ-114SP2. I can never get good damage in them. And no, it is not a skill issue. Like, if you watched my Reforged update video, you could see that I did like 5.9k, I think it was. I can't remember exactly what the number was at the top of my head, but it's a good tank. Like, you can do damage, you can get the bounces, but you have to play it right. Because, like any tank, to be fair. But this one is extremely hard to play right, if you know what I mean. So, I have changed up the controls on my shells. So, I am going to test this and see if it actually goes well or not. But to be fair, I don't think it will, because, yeah, look at this. We need help. Okay, so we have got help, so this is good. We are in an alright situation, but this AMX is really pushy on me. And this Kranwagen as well. I think I'm in a pretty bad position, to be fair. That minnow is also trying to shoot me. But I don't want to poke too much because I don't want to get absolutely destroyed. So we are just going to get a nice hesh shell into you. And I'm going to come round here now because he is on all 3 seconds of reload. So this guy is coming round. And I'm just going to get a nasty shell into you. 1.6, well, 1k damage. So yeah, I did play that pretty badly. And the 60 TP and the 183 is up there. But I don't know where the XM has ran off to. He's down there for some reason. Like, the BZ, it's a weird tank. Like, you have to hope that you have a bad team against you most of the time, because the matchmaking is just so poor, for me anyway. Like, you could like get 6k every game for all I know in this tank, but for me, I just cannot play this tank well. And as a for a beginner, I do not recommend getting this tank unless you want the heavy playstyle. If you want the heavy playstyle, get an IS-7. Or, I don't know, something like a VK-72 or something like that. Or a 60 TP. I mean, yeah, the accuracy is bad. And the accuracy is really bad on the BZ. So I wouldn't recommend getting the BZ as your first tank. If it is your first tank. So yeah, I do recommend going with something else like an IS-7, for example. Or, like I said, a VK-72. Or even a 113, to be fair. But the BZ-75, it's not the best of tanks. I wouldn't recommend getting it by choice. Like, if I was to re-roll, this would not be one of the first tanks I'd get back. Like, I'd get like an IS-7 or an E100 or a not a Leopard, but like a VK-72 or something like that. Something with good armor, good alpha, and not that bad RNG. And this is definitely one of the tanks with bad RNG. So we are going to try and do a bit more damage this game and see how that goes. But I can't promise anything because it is a BZ-75 hesh gun. So, yeah, let's see what we can do. So, I'm going to go right up the middle because, well, the 132A has not spotted any tanks on base C, so that means that the majority of people are probably going to be on base A, which is alright, because we have the high ground now, and I'm spotted somehow. I think it's that bush there, and there is someone camping. That would be my guess. So I'm just going to sit up here and wait until people are getting spotted. So, what do I do here? So there is actually someone on base A. That is confirmed. So I'm just going to go here and see if we can spot anything. And literally nothing is getting spotted. So I'm going to make my way forward. And I'm going to... Okay, everyone's over this side. So we do have the E-75 there. We could have got a hesh shell into him, actually. We could have got a HG shell into the Waffenträger. But, of course, RNG... Well, not RNG. Of course, it took me some time to turn around, obviously. So, yeah, it wouldn't have worked. So, we are just going to get a nasty shell into you. Another 1,200 damage into that E-75. So, yeah, that is a very nasty shot into him. And will definitely take part in the success of the team. So we are going to get 800 damage into the Object 268 version 4. Another nasty shot. And of course the Sheridan does manage to pen me because, well, it is a Sheridan. So we do have the E-75 here. I'm going to try and bait a shot. Okay, nice. And we cannot pen... Okay. So that was some classic RNG moment, but we do bounce a shell from the Sheridan, which is good. So the E-75 is a bit preoccupied right now, so I'm going to wait to be able to get a nasty shell into him. 794 damage, and we are now at 2.4k. So yeah, it can perform. It's a good tank. But you have to... Yeah, it's almost luck-based, this tank is, honestly. It's that much of a... It's not skill-based. if you run the 128mm, but if you run the what should we call it, the 152mm, yeah, you ain't going to get as much damage as you would usually. So we do have the waffle pushing us for some reason. Just get 916 damage into you, and we do get a bounce from him in return. So we could take out this guy. Just pray to God that the Sheridan does indeed bounce us. He does not, but the waffle is also going to die now. So we could take out this Sheridan as well if we are lucky. So I'm just going to go forward, and then of course he will shoot me. But we are just going to look at him and completely miss the shot. So GG, but we can bounce him, which is really nice. So I'm just going to okay, he's probably reloaded now, so I don't know what to do. He bounced us again. So yeah, he can 2,600 block damage. That is more than our health on the BZ. So it's it's a weird tank, and I've finally aced it. Oh my god, I've finally aced a BZ-75. Get out of my pins. I don't want that in there anymore. So yeah, an ace on the BZ-75. GG. And honestly, I wasn't expecting to. I really wasn't expecting to, because when I play this tank, it is very RNG dependent. Like, it is rare that I will be able to get high damage like that in a tank like this, or any tank like this for that matter. Like, I don't know, a Sheridan. I think my highest damage in that tank is like 4,000, which absolutely sucks. So, yeah, I'm not the best with derp guns in tier 10, especially when it comes to big alpha and stuff like, well, you get what I mean. But the BZ-75, not one of the best hesh guns out there. Go for, like, I don't know, a FV215B, not the 183, the heavy tank. Go for the 4202. Like, that's a good hesh tank, and well, that is basically it. Like, I have nothing more else to say on this vehicle. It's a good tank, but you need to, it's kind of luck based as well. So, well, that is basically it on the BZ-75. So, I can't remember your name, but whoever requested for the BZ-75 derp gun to be reviewed, I do hope that I helped you out today. And anyone else who was actually hoping for a video on this tank and this gun in particular. And well, that is basically it. So if you haven't joined my Discord server already, do go and join it in the link in the description below. And I do like to talk to you guys, and you can also submit your video ideas. Couldn't think. Yeah, you can submit your video ideas, and you can just talk to me in general. And if you want to send a comment down below asking what videos you want to see, and I'll do them if I have the tank. Like, I've got pretty much every tier 10 in the game, and I'll be happy to review any of them. So yeah, do drop a request down below, and I'll be happy to do so. Yeah, like and subscribe as well, as it really helps me out. And well, that is basically it from me. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.